Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
You are welcome to Akwa Ibom State, the land of uncommon transformation. Come and join us, live amongst us, and invest, and you will not regret. I welcome you.
A popular maxim says that a tree does not by itself become a forest. Hence, as the task of development requires the collaborative efforts of every stakeholder in the development initiative, Governor Godswill Akpabio is seeking the support of indigents of the state in the diaspora and other prospective investors to come and invest in the state. To demonstrate his seriousness towards this, Akpabio visited the United Kingdom, UK, where he met with the Akwa Ibom State community there with a charge to put together a consortium that can bid to run the numerous infrastructural projects that his administration has put in place since he assumed duty as state chief executive. The Akpabio administration has put in place infrastructures and provided congenial atmosphere that encourages investment. The infrastructures include stable power supply via the independent power plant with 191 megawatts of electricity, the futuristic Ibom Industrial City, a Category 3 international airport, good road network and bridges to ease movement in and around the state, stable and efficient security with the launch of Operation Thunder and Quick Response Squad, affordable health care, an entertainment center with an accompanying 5-star hotel, and a 30,000-seater Olympic-sized stadium, among other world-class infrastructures. Addressing a town hall meeting organized by Akwa Ibom people living in the UK and Ireland in London, Governor Akpabio emphasized the benefits of the infrastructural projects he has completed since assuming office in 2007, saying that Akwa Ibom is a much changed place, adding that the state is currently training 150 young people in India in information communication technology and healthcare as part of his administration's manpower development program.
This one is a people-oriented administration. So we don't do with people. I'll give you an example. We built 6 studios of cinemas, right? We built 6 cinema studios which really adjoined the shopping mall. And then one day I went there and I said, people are not yet aware of this place. And I saw a few people, in fact I saw less than 50 people inside the watching films. Then I sent my children to go and watch them. And they came back and said that the money you gave us was not enough. So we have to go back. I said, how much? They said they are charging 1,500. I shouted, I said, no. The economy of the state has not reached that level yet, where you can charge 1,500 for a film. So I reduced it to 100 naira on the spot. The next day we are over 5,000. And then, of course, we now started having problems with the facilities and all that. People trumped the place. So there was no space again for people to sit. The air conditioners could not carry the crowd. So we had to raise it to about 200 naira. I think, Commissioner, how much is it? 200 or 250 naira. Now, so today you still have like up to 3,000 people a day, particularly on weekends. And people come from Abia, they come from everywhere. And that facility is now being used. And that's the joy of government. So we are not building houses for that will be priced out of the reach of the ordinary quiet person. We have a lot of schemes. We are returning even to the national housing scheme now. So we are going to encourage our civil servants to also own their own properties. We are going to assist them by creating a lot of mortgages. And all these facilities we are building are also creating jobs during the construction and even after and during usage. And that's the reason why we also had to send a lot of our children abroad to be trained in various areas of aviation, in avionics and airframe maintenance and all that, engineers, and they are there in the airport. They are not being used now. We are hoping that when the operator comes, the operator will make use of them. So for everything we are creating, we try to tie it to employment opportunities for our children. And we try to create ownership. And this is the problem in Nigeria. Sustaining government project, you must have ownership. The people must realize that government project is meant for them. You see here, you cannot walk on the street and just drop debris anywhere. In London, you feel guilty because the law is there, you pick it up. So we are trying to also create the right legal framework so that people can begin to own government projects and not see government projects as their own. Because that was the problem in the past.
You are finishing your term as a governor. We want equity. We want to be represented. When you were talking to the senator, you said we want our voice. We want our voices to be heard in the South. You talk about IBNO and what you want to do so that you will not leave governance and the people are not attended to. So we want you to continue, not as a governor, so that our voices will be heard. You've been able to go into the mainstream of Nigerian politics. You've been able to go into the mainstream of Nigerian politics. So we want that sustained. We want that sustained. The people of our whole Aba are behind you. And we will do everything possible to make sure your aspiration as a senator is fulfilled. And I want to assure you, we will work towards achieving that because we want voices, reasonable voices to be heard.
Chief Akpabio said that the state is currently going through an unparalleled transformation that requires the professional skills of the diasporas in the developmental drive of the state. He submits that the diasporas have the skills and expertise needed to actualize the vision of his administration. To do this, he said, they must be bold enough to change their world. According to the governor, the state is prepared to take equity in their companies and guarantee loans for bankable projects. He said what is left is for them to put companies together and get people to come and run other facilities the state is building.
Let me now tell you the infrastructure that God has added onto you. Let me tell you, in case you are not aware. First was the completion of the Ibom power plant. Then we realized that we are going to have problem with gas supply, and we partnered with a company from UK. We have finished the gas processing plant now in Esreke. 2 trains are ready to supply gas. We are not only going to supply the gas to Ibom power plant, we finished the 69 kilometers of the gas pipeline. We are now going to supply also to the NIPP in Calabar. And so the contract has been signed with the federal government for 50 kilometers of gas pipeline from Esreke all the way to the NIPP in Calabar. Outside that, ExxonMobil is also building about 500 megawatts of power station to add to what we are producing in Ibom Power. Now, with the availability of gas, both from ExxonMobil and also from Septa Energy, it means that any company that is interested in building any industry is now assured of gas supply. I hope you are listening to what I'm saying. We parcellated from Mbo all the way down from through Ibnon up to Esreket area, about 14,900 hectares. And then we got a free trade zone license over it to use for a deep sea port and associated industries. Free trade zone license, that means you have all the tax holidays on it. As I speak with you now, the deep sea port is on course. A lot of industries are coming up. Next week, about Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll have a breaking news. A Nigerian has decided to put in about $2 billion in first building an LNG plant in that place there. $2 billion available, not even something that you say that is it's not borrowed money. And as I speak, I've given him the certificate of occupancy for about 200 hectares of land. So he will be visiting the state next week, and I want him to break the news by himself. There are other industries that are coming up, and people are coming in. The Commissioner for Industry is here. Chief Senator Zokwana can tell you. We are now at the verge of commencing industrial growth of the state. That is what should concern you in the diaspora, so that you come in and become part of this action.
The governor stressed that the Akwa Ibom State was developing at a high rate and assured that his administration's plan to industrialize the state in a holistic manner was on course. To fast-track the industrialization of the state, Governor Akpabio said his administration signed an MOU with the Bank of Industry on September 20, 2012 for the setting up of a 5 billion naira industrial development fund to assist prospective entrepreneurs. The fund would be used to fund the procurement of industrial plants, equipment, machinery, and working capital needs of industrialists.
I also want to let you know that we have done over 4,000 rural projects. As I speak with you now, we are commissioning 496 projects. No other state is doing that right now in Nigeria. And the reason why I'm mentioning this to you is that we are not just touching the urban areas alone. We are now going into the rural areas. We want to create a small model state.
On the strides of his administration in the power sector, the governor had this to say.
We formed a company called 4Power Limited, and we were able to win the Port Harcourt distribution network. Now, Port Harcourt Disco is made up of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, and Rivers. And of course, you know the implication with all the associated industries in Eleme and the rest of them. Akwa Ibom is a major shareholder. Akwa Ibom indigenes collectively have about 10%, the state has about 2%, so in total we control 12%. The intention actually is that in future we should be able to sublet so that the subcontractors can also ensure distribution and stability of power state by state. So we are getting there. For those of you that are interested in investing in power, so 10% of the Port Harcourt distribution network was reserved for indigenes. 2% was given to each state, and the rest were given to a major investor. So it's important for you to ask, how can I be part of the emerging power sector? Because this is how telecommunications started. The MTNs, the Econet, the ViewMobile that had confidence, they made a kill. So this is where I invite you. Don't keep your money in the bank in UK and Ireland. Bring the money home. We have opportunities for you now.
Governor Akpabio's impressive performance did not escape the notice of the President, Mbo Akwa Ibom State Association, UK and Ireland in London, Dr. Effiong Akpan, as he commended the governor for the visible transformation he has brought to Akwa Ibom State, noting that there were clear evidences of development across the infrastructural and human capital sub-areas. He urged the governor to continue to engage the diaspora in the development and growth process of Akwa Ibom State and expressed their appreciation of Akwa Ibom people in the UK and Ireland to the governor for identifying with his people.
And we'd like to formally appreciate all the support and all the recognition that is given to our Akwa Ibom people in the diaspora, especially Mbogo Akwa Ibom State Association members. Akwa Ibom State of today is different from Akwa Ibom State of yesterday. Today, we have a brand new Akwa Ibom State. Now, the reason I'm saying a brand new Akwa Ibom State is this. Now, recently, a few months ago, I had the opportunity of traveling around Akwa Ibom State. I went to Abak, I went to Korigwe, and I went to Itu. I went to Tunan. In fact, I traveled around. And I couldn't believe my eyes, some of the things I saw, some of the scenes that I saw, and actually thought I was in London. Now, we would actually like to propose, we are listening governor, listening leader, performing leader, a leader with a vision, and we like to share their vision. We had actually decided that we will set up an economic and investment forum unit that will be responsible for actually identifying opportunities in Akwa Ibom State that we in this country, we can come together and go and invest. The governor is to be admired for always speaking eloquently, listening meditatively, and performing elaborately and enthusiastically.
The event attracted key stakeholders from home and abroad, including Senator Itainang, Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sami Kon, who attended with some principal officers of the House, the State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Obon Polepo, commissioners and special advisors, as well as private sector representatives. In the meantime, a United Kingdom-based human rights organization, Global Peace Movement, has bestowed 3 different honors on Chief Godswill Akpabio for his outstanding performance as Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Presenting the awards, the International President of Global Peace Movement, Dr. Mike Uyi, commended Governor Akpabio for the great work he has done to transform Akwa Ibom into a major destination in Nigeria. Dr. Uyi said Governor Akpabio was found worthy of the awards, consequent upon the report of a 5-man independent fact-finding assessor who visited Akwa Ibom to ascertain the state of socio-economic and infrastructural development in the state. The report further states, quote, "In Dr. Godswill Akpabio's Akwa Ibom State, there is a concerted, focused, well-organized, and well-thought-out achievement which will make the state the bedrock of Nigeria, nay African economies, in the very near future, and to make the state the center of the emerging business hub of the Gulf of Guinea," unquote. The governor, who was honored as the best governor in the history of Nigeria since 1987, also got an award for making Akwa Ibom the most developed state in Nigeria since 1966, in addition to another for his dedicated and selfless service to the people of Akwa Ibom State.
I was in Akwa Ibom State with members of the Global Peace Movement, 5 ESCO members from different Europe countries that went to Akwa Ibom on the 25th of February to 1st of March 2003. We were taking around the states, first of all, with the show of what was in the past and what is in the present. It isn't a matter of showing you pictures or showing you video. It isn't so. It's a matter of you going to Akwa Ibom, inspect, come down from the vehicle, talk to people independently, make your personal opinion, and then know what Akwa Ibom stands for. As I speak to you today, Akwa Ibom State governor is the only digital governor in Nigeria. Every governor in Nigeria needs to go to Akwa Ibom State and take lectures. And after that, they will know the meaning of governance. As I speak with you, before now, there was nothing like overhead bridge in anywhere in Akwa Ibom.
Thank you. Receiving the awards, Governor Akpabio, who was represented by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Nneka Numana, commended the Global Peace Movement for coming out with an unbiased and independent assessment of his humble contributions to the development of Akwa Ibom and for finding him worthy of the awards, and therefore dedicated the award to the children of Akwa Ibom State.
Vision from the President of the Global Peace Movement, the very kind words that he expressed about His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the very thorough report that he gave of the achievement of His Excellency the Governor by way of summary. I want to, on behalf of His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, thank the Global Peace Movement most sincerely for the honor done the people of Akwa Ibom State tonight. I want to secondly dedicate this award to the good people of Akwa Ibom State who gave His Excellency the mandate in the first instance to serve as their governor. The fruits or the dividends of that service, which is why we are today receiving this honor.
In their appreciation of the governor's visit, the people organized a gala in his honor. The governor was represented on that occasion by Commissioner for Information and Communication, Mr. Nneka Numana. It featured the best of cultural displays. With the expression of interests by these conglomerates to invest in Akwa Ibom State, the dream of industrialization of the state may well be on course. Akwa Ibom beckons.
The totality of what I'm saying is that there is peace, the progress is on, and the government is working. Come and visit and join. I thank you all.
Uncommon Transformation television series brings to you the latest information of the monumental achievements of the Governor Akpabio-led administration. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube to read the latest news, watch amazing videos and listen to in-depth analyses and interviews with the men and women working hand in hand with stakeholders to make Akwa Ibom State better. You can also log on to our website www.uncommontransformation.tv for more information. Uncommon Transformation television series, bringing to you the right and current information when you need it.